Hey guys, welcome back to another video. What I want to address today is a couple things. One, this very confusing topic of waterless washing, no rinse products, quick detailers, spray detailers. It's a topic of cosmetic car care that there's endless choices and they kind of blur into each other. And often I'm asked, like, Darren, how do I know which product to use? The simple answer is you don't need to overthink it. Literally any product that you want to tweak and finesse in a way that you find desired results, then thumbs up, run with it. I want to show you, because this is a very popular product. It's Optimum No Rinse. Now this particular version is called the Wash and Wax. They have one that's just called a No Rinse Wash. There's many ways to use this product. I want to compare it to CSI Q7 Wax. Now, this is a very simple product line. It has 4 core products to it. Keep it simple, the KISS approach. Now, this company does not make a dedicated waterless wash product. It does not make a dedicated no rinse product. I wanted to show you guys that this has great versatility. While this company has many products in which to choose from, and it can become very confusing, I want to bring you in on a couple things. One, it's a rather dirty car. It's black. Black is very difficult to work on, and we're in the direct sunlight. This paint is hot. It's hot today. It's not horribly hot, but it's hot enough. And so I want to demonstrate the versatility of this product and use it in one of the many ways in which you can use this, which is a waterless wash formulation. So here we have, and my camera guy today behind the scenes is Sean with Blue Tech Mobile Detailing. You can look him online. He's very prolific, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. So here I have the CSI waterless wash that I have formulated. Here we have the CSI waterless wash that I formulated. I used it using their Q7 wax. Now this is true waterborne technology. Now instead of a chemical or a product that has water as part of the chemistry, there's a difference between that has water added to it and a product line that's made with true waterborne technology. The difference is this: true waterborne technology means that water, as in purified water, is the carrier for the active or the important ingredients. So what happens is you use this, that water evaporates and it leaves the good products behind with it. What I did is that I mixed it with distilled water. Now I use distilled water because distilled water is the purest water that you're ever gonna find. I fill this up to the top line here, and I add, after I have shaken this up, I add 1 ounce of the Q7 wax to this to make my version of a no rinse or a waterless wash product that now has carnauba wax as part of the ingredient. So not only am I going to get a clean car in the process, but I'm going to add a layer of protection and visual enhancement in the process. It's kind of get the 2-for-1 deal. Let me bring you in and show you how the amount of dirt that I'm going to be dealing with on this particular car in this particular moment. Here we have our car. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you on this side window just how dirty this is. So rather than doing it on the paint, and I'm just going to subtly do it, and I have permission from the owner of this car, which is Sean, to show you just how much dirt is in fact on this car. I'm going to move the camera around and try to capture it with different angles so you can see that there's a fair amount of dirt and dust on this car. Got my CSI custom blended waterless wash as blended by Darren. Now, one of the basic questions that I get is, A, will it scratch my paint? Well, that depends on your interpretation of scratching. To me, it's a fair trade-off. It's almost impossible to touch your car without doing some form of scratching. It is a big, deep wormhole that many guys get caught up in. I like to keep it simple, and that's one of the things I'm trying to illustrate with this product line is not only the simplicity of it, but also the versatility of it. Based on how dirty your car will determine largely how much product you use. The concept of this, think this is like your house furniture, where we're used to when our furniture gets dusty is that we spray some kind of furniture polish directly over the dust, and then we mop it up and our furniture looks good and it doesn't look all scratched up. Well, the same concept is applied to your car. Now I get it, it's not the same dirt, not all dirt's created equal, but it still works. It's still a very simple way to get a clean car without letting your car accumulate months and months of dirt before you take it to the car wash. Because I promise you, if you allow your car to accumulate that much dirt and grime, I don't care the most gentle car wash you go through, it's going to induce some type of scratching because you've allowed too much dirt to accumulate. So this way, it's a way in order for you to keep your car without accumulating too much dirt in a very simple way at home. So based on the amount of dirt, you simply spray the stuff, and what it is meant to do is to start breaking that dirt down, encapsulate the dirt particles before you wipe. Now you wipe it. Now something that a lot of guys don't realize is that you're trying to wipe the dirt off, you're not trying to wipe the dirt in. So they'll come in very aggressively and start rubbing and buffing. It's just like, no, you just want to wipe it off because you are trying to be gentle in the process of cleaning your car. So only you can determine how much product seems appropriate based on the amount of dirt that you're trying to clean off. So I have, when I'm using my cloths, is I have what's called a dirty side or a wet side. That's my initial side of approach. Then I flip the cloth over to the dry or the cleaner side, and then I buff it if there's any streaks, and I buff it and I finesse it until I have desired results. Now with the CSI product, it's very simple, it's very straightforward. Now I've got a clean door panel, the dirt has been removed, and now it's got a layer of protection. It can be that simple. Whenever I'm using waterless wash, no rinse products, my rule is this. I'm going to treat the paint first. But in treating the paint, I'm going to bisect my car into two halves. The lower half versus the upper half. I'm going to do the upper half first because that's where the traditional lighter dust, dirt will accumulate. It's on the lower half that you might get the grittier stuff that gets kicked up and brought up onto the paint as you're driving along the road. You might drive through a puddle, and so you're going to have more debris. So you can actually separate your cloths based on the half, the upper half, the lower half. And demonstration purposes only, I'm going to just do this door as a complete entity. After I've done the paint and I leave the glass alone, I'm not going to necessarily, and this is a case by case, as to where you seem to get the best achievable results, is I'm not necessarily going to spray the liquid onto the glass. I'm going to use my saturated cloth that's already been saturated, because you have to remember, if you have a cloth and you fold it twice like I do, at a minimum that gives you 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4. But the second you open it up, that gives you 4 more sides, because then you can refold it. So that's where I'm going to take my saturated cloth. I'm going to wipe down the windows, because I don't want an excess amount of cleaner, or in this case the waterless wash product, on the glass, because glass will respond differently. And it's not so much that it responds differently. What the point is that you're going to see things on the glass differently than you're going to see things on the paint. You also look through glass both ways. You look through it this way, and you look through it when you're on the inside looking out. So glass is different in that way. So I'm going to do the paint first, going to dissect it in 2 halves, and then I'm going to come back around, and then I'm going to do all the windows with my already pre-used cloth. So with that said, let me fold that original side You can see from doing that first panel. And because this car is what I would call a medium level dirt, and it's not filled with mud, that kind of stuff, I'm not going to go into freak out mode. Wipes up very easily, and you just finesse it at the beginning to what I would call 98% results. And then I flip my cloth over and I buff it and I finesse it. And now my paint looks great. It feels great. I've got clean paint. And now I know I've just added a layer of wax to the equation. Seems like a pretty good win to me. Now at this point, once my cloth has been saturated, that's where I'm gonna come in with the windows, and I'm gonna clean the windows and the trim. Then if my cloth is not dry enough, I'm just gonna simply switch to a second cloth in order to buff this to perfection. But because my cloth is dry enough, now I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna buff this. And now I've got clean paint and I've got a clean window and I'm good to go. It's a very quick and easy way. There's no travel time to the car wash. There's no waiting in line. I can do this as often as I want. I don't need to worry about doing it too often. You literally could do this twice a day if you want. And because this product line, CSI, is so simple, but there's so much versatility to it, this is what is, to me, one of the cool features of the product line is the simplicity and the versatility of it. And I wanted to demonstrate how I tweak it and finesse it to create more versatility out of their basic product line. With that said, by all means, leave me your comments below. What I'd like to hear specifically is your thoughts on the waterless wash process. Now, you might embrace the no rinse process, which is a different technique, often with different products, but some of the products can be finessed and tweaked and used in whichever manner or whichever technique you choose. I want to hear from you guys what your preferred technique is and why you chose that specific technique. And I want to hear what your go-to product is for using that technique when it comes to the cleaning of what I call light to medium levels of dirt. With that said, leave those comments below and I will see you on the next video.